Hey, y'all. Project 5. We're talking about that final stretch and updates. Alright, in this video, I'm talking to you about academic dishonesty, Project 5 expectations, and what's coming next. Let's give it the academic dishonesty. Because some of you guys are already trying to play the game dirty already, which you can't be doing. Alright, no Google or YouTube. Uh-uh. If it's stuff that I never taught you or never seen, and you never seen in my class, don't you dare put on that paper. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it. Cause y'all, this is a 450-point assignment. You gonna mess yourself up. Don't do it. Cause anything that's Googled, copied, it's done with. It's a 0 on the spot. Please, y'all. Please, 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 please. Do not go to Google. Don't get problems that that you never worked in my class or that was never on a sheet of paper that I put on there myself. Don't do it. Do not. All right. Copying it from each other to do the paper is oh no no. No, no. Don't you do it, y'all. It's not worth it. It's not worth the grade. Because even if you look at Google copy and paste, put anything, it's done with. Because again, I spoke to you guys about it, bad depleted. You knew about Project 5 and the expectations going all the way back since January 21st when I start posting the assignment. All right? Copying and pasting, then rewording it afterwards. Because you guys, I saw this in Project 4. I didn't give you too much flank about it because I felt like, well, they did put in their own words, so there was only maybe 1 or 2 words that they didn't. Don't do it, period. If you on Google any reason, it's done with. All right? Lying about the work. Yeah, I'll tell the truth about it. Because if I suspect you, you're going to be in the tightest situation than you have ever been before. Okay? So don't put yourself in that situation. Taking math problems from other sites as examples. Like I said, I know these problems that I taught or that I was in Math Nation or in Kahoot. So y'all don't do it. It's certain pictures in presentations or in the paper. It's a big no-no too, because the only pictures and stuff that you should be getting anything from is graphs from Desmos. Do not. In fact, you're gonna have to state to show me proof that you did not went to Google for anything. I need for you to state your sources. State your sources. I want to know exactly from where did you got these problems from? Was it Math Nation? Was it Kahoot? Can you tell me about the Kahoot? I want to see all of that, and that's gonna be included in your in both presentation and slide. Again, I'm not playing. We ain't doing that. So state your sources. I must see the evidence. So there's no evidence without a doubt that you took this from anywhere. If you can't give me the proof, if I were you, don't do it. All right? So let's move on. All right, your consequences. You'll get a 0 for the assignment. A 0 out of 450, that's going to hurt. Because you put this in the calculator, 0 out of 450. Guess what? That's a 0. Don't do it, y'all. Do not do it. Documentation. Check campus. You don't want that because that could follow you. Principal meeting. Our principal do not tolerate academic dishonesty. Our principal will not tolerate that. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Do not. Just don't. If for some reason or another you're like, I didn't cheat, I didn't cheat, I didn't cheat. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to prove it. And you're gonna have to prove it into taking the challenging test of the skills of Project 5. I don't know why I say in, but of Project 5. So that means, guess what? You're going to have to do it after school. I don't want to stay after school, but if I have to, oh, I will. You don't want that. Don't make me have to stay after school just because you want to play stubborn, blah, 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 all that. Just take your lick and move on. But I'm telling you, my test, because you making me stay after school, oh, you think you saw a stressful test? This one's going to make you lose your mind. Okay? So just don't have academic dishonesty. Don't do it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. All right. Now let's talk about Project 5 expectation. And yes, you must follow them to the letter. Now, some of the stuff may be new, but most of it has been the same since day one. Make sure you use what you have seen and was taught in Mr. Howard's class and Math Nation and Kahoot. As I've told you guys before, the Kahoot stuff that should have gave you should have been done just from the Kahoots we played. We played a lot of them. All right? Type all equations and set graphs from decimals. I will teach you that. All right? No Google. Don't do it. Do not Google. Don't even go there. No pictures of your work allowed because I know some of you guys are taking pictures. Don't do that because you're not really typing out explaining it. I don't need, photos of your work. Make it about exponentials and logarithmic functions. So, no, I feel this, they this. In my opinion, no, you're not using that language. You got to be third person, and the third person must reference exponentials and logarithmic functions. All right? Discuss problems from Math Nation, Kahoots, quizzes, anything I gave you. That's where your talking points are coming from. All right? So you must state those sources. So if there's a problem from a page I give you, you must, talk about the paper, date, and time when I gave it. I gotta know it, and that has to be included on a separate page. I gotta have evidence that you're not copying and pasting. Because the issue is, we're so lazy, we, to a point that we just don't want to put too much effort into it. So you want to show me what you can do. Remind us about the paper. Make sure your 10 pages address easy, medium, and hard about the topic in the beginning. The properties with the examples learned from Kahoot, Math Nations, and expressions and equations and applications. All that was taught in Kahoot, Math Nation, and for myself, that's why I want to see all this stuff from. I gotta see it all. Applications, reflection on your quiz. Maybe you guys took the quiz and you did because you got a grade for it. I would need to see those as well. You have to show me that. You yourself. And again, if I see any illusions anywhere. You working with somebody about the same thing or your stuff looks similar, it is going down. Do not do it. Y'all experiences are different. You're not Tommy, all right? Tommy is different from Cynthia. So when they took the test, they obviously had different ways of thinking to the test, and different ways of thinking and saying. You can't have the same thoughts, same as that. Similar on rare occasions, but independent thought. All right, and make sure that when your quiz, you make those revisions made to it, and talk about the precise definition of mathematics as it pertains to logarithm and exponentials. Quiz reflection. So, of course, everybody got the quiz. I told you guys, I asked you guys to reflect on it, make your corrections, because I want to hear the overall experience, because that is a big piece. All right? That is a big piece. That quiz reflection showing me what have you learned. I gotta see your growth. I must see your growth. You know, and I'm writing this although with my finger just so you guys could see your growth. That's what this is about. I'm looking for the quiz to be discussed. If you did not take the quiz, didn't take it, absence of something like that, you have to refer to the cahoots that we did in class. The cahoots that I assigned you guys to do over micro break, a good number of that stuff was there. But also, during class, I told you guys to take notes. I'm be looking for those particular cahoots that we have did in class. So again, the homework that you are doing now for the break, a few of them could be talked about in terms of your quiz reflection. But the stuff that we did in class, because that's the stuff that we kept talking about over and over and over again. You've seen it, so you should know it. And you should have talked about your growth and all that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, post the reports of the Cahoots so you could see them and have a discussion about it in terms of your paper. And they're going to show you everything. All right? I am expecting, in terms for the quiz, for those who did do it and those in Kahoot, two factual problems. Like, for example, logs and exponentials are wet to each other. I'm not telling you the answer because that's the answer that you should know by now. Two expression like problems, which, okay, so in Kahoot, two equations, again, logarithm and exponentials. The log equation was talked about in a Kahoot over the break. So you could take that one. Two application problems. Exponentials got more application than logarithms. However, I would be, maybe making another video to give you the details because I need for you to include those details. All right. Now your groups, when you're doing your group slides, and this is going to differ from the paper. It's not going to be the same. So by the time you guys should already be working together. Now, if you by yourself, this could be a little bit easier. But when you're in groups, it's a little harder because, you guys got to come together. All right. Slide one is the title. I have to see a good title. Topic two, overall view of exponentials and logarithmic functions. So it's the same setup as your paper, but you just put in a slide, so it should be short. So do not copy all your stuff, all your one page, and put on a slide. No, shorten what you did and put it into the slide. Slide 3, group facts or exponentials and logarithms. Group 4, properties. The properties or whatnot from exponential and logarithmic functions, they are what you wrote on your paper and what was taught to you is going to be the same thing. So you could use what you wrote on your paper into that presentation. Equations. The equations are going to have to be different. The method and the strategies. Word problems, same situation, you know, different from what was taught. Summary, you know, that's just talking about. But also don't forget about my PDM, my precise definition of mathematics. I have to have that PDM somewhere. These are the things that I'm looking for when you guys present. Now, you're going to have more than 7 slides because, of course, in that I got to see details. So 7 slides just simply just won't cut it. You're going to have a little bit more details into it. But your slides could be like that. But if you get all the details in 7 and it's visually there, you're good. Okay, what's next? Oh, no. No. All right, so when we come back, we're going to review exponentials, logarithmic, rational, inverses, and systems. I may throw a little trick there just to prepare you for ANET. So I guess this is going to be our ANET prep. So we're going to be doing all of that. Math Nation. I know I assigned Math Nation to A Day, but I think due to the short event for B Day, when you come back on that day, your homework is going to be Math Nation. All right? Project 5 is going to be due on the 27th, as I stated before, at 7 a.m. However, here's the issue. The last day for this of Project 5 is now going to be on March 2nd. So it's no longer going to be the 3rd. All right? Only because, I'm not giving you no additional days because this is what you guys are going to do. You're not going to get things done. And then when it's crunch time for me to update the grade book and finalize it, because that's coming up, you won't have your stuff, and then you're going to try to rush me a final product. So you got to the 2nd of March to have that turned in. If you get sick, I have no that excuses are not going to work because you have plenty of time prior to get it done. So if you're sick, all this, all that, it's not going to help you because you had time to get the work done. All right. And don't forget, Project 5 is 7 o'clock on the dot. No one should be handing no papers, Google Docs. Quiz 2. You're going to be taking that on the 27th. So the same time Project 5 is due, you're going to take that quiz. And it's over again, the stuff that we will be reviewing before then. Presentations, March 1st to 3rd. Do not miss. Show up. Approve work. That means that I approve your situation that you talked to me about, and I say, okay, here's some makeup work. But if I didn't approve it, meaning I didn't give you nothing, that means that your stuff is not approved. So that means you're gonna have to, really be spectacular on this on Project 5. All right? District testing, March 7th through the 10th. Grades will be ready by March 10th at 6 p.m. You won't know before. You won't know your final grade because on the 10th, that's when I will finally update project, input project 5 grade into the grade book. It won't be put in before. All right, so let's talk about on time because I need for you guys to get with it because some of you guys trying to play and it's not gonna work. Old time or turned in is due on is the 27th at 7 o'clock on the dot. So you turned it in on the 27th at 7 a.m. at or before, you are on time. 1 day late. That means that it was done on the 27th, but done after 7 o'clock. After. Afterwards. But it's done before 7 a.m. the 28th. You are 2 days late when it's done on the 28th after 7 a.m. So that means at 7 a.m. after that date, on that day at 7 a.m., it's 2 days late. But if it's turned in on March 1st before 7 a.m. Google Classroom, it just be 2 days late. 3 days late on the if you turn this stuff on the 1st of March after 7 a.m. is 3 days late. But if you get it turned in on March 2nd at 7 a.m., it would just be 3 days late. Anything after March 2nd, anything March 2nd after 7 a.m., March 2nd after 7 a.m., it's just not a grade. So I'm not looking at things that you just turn your stuff in at 8, 9 o'clock on a second. I know I originally said third, but I gotta take a day from y'all because now you guys gotta learn how to get things done that should have been done with a given time. All right. Project 5 grade. This is what I want you to see of when I'm grading stuff. So on the A day, I'm grading A days first when it's on time on the 24th. B day, when it's on time, I'm grading on the 27th. A day, when it's day one late, March 1st. B day, that's what that should say. So that should have been B. So B day, I'll be grading on March 2nd if it's day one late. I got my pattern all messed up. A day, day two, March 3rd. B day, March 6th when I'll be grading. Day two's work. Day three, March 7th, A. And then March 8th, B. Anything after March 8th, well, I'll be done, reading the work. But again, I'm not putting those grades in. I will not until after 6. So that means that, once it's done, ready, set, and go, you should be ready. All right? If I get lucky, I may have everything done by 2:25. All right. Happy Mardi Gras. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Just again, make sure you are on time with your work. And when we are testing, once more, when we test on the 7th to the 12th, I won't have much for you to do. All right, y'all. Happy Mardi Gras. Laissez bon temps rouler.